Welcome to FBB Forum. I'm very pleased to welcome the amazing new IFBB Pro women's bodybuilding athlete Kelli Larkins to the podcast. Kelli just
Hello.
competed. Hi. Kelli just competed last week at the NPC Nationals and earned her pro card by winning the heavyweight class. And she looked really fantastic at the Nationals. Now, I said you've been bodybuilding since 2021, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And you live in the Treasure Coast area of Florida. And I know that's close to where Justin lives too, right? Justin Jacoby?
Yes, he's actually like maybe like twenty minutes or less away from me. Yeah.
Yeah, I know he lives in that area. That's really cool. So stay tuned to find out more about this phenomenal athlete and where she will make her pro debut. Welcome, Kelly. It's great to see you and have you here.
Hey, David, thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here and, having this interview with you. It's been a hectic week, so I'm glad we were able to do this. I know we had to reschedule.
Oh, no problem at all. No, I'm really glad to get a chance to speak with you. And I've been following you for a while too, so I was pleased that you got your pro card. It was awesome.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So I was curious in terms of getting started in bodybuilding, did you have an athletic or a sports background before you started training and competing for bodybuilding?
Okay, so this is kind of like a funny thing because actually the girls and I were talking about this backstage, like, were you always an athlete? No, I was opposite. Like in school, I was all about my academics, music, and art, and I actually failed PE many times because I didn't want to do anything. I was like, I opted out. I'd rather have failed than walk a track or something or run.
Yeah.
So I was the opposite. And then like once
Wow.
I once I left school, I graduated, that's when I got into, weight training. I mean, during middle school, I would go with my mom to the gym and she had a personal trainer, so I would train alongside her with the personal trainer, but I didn't, I wasn't like all into, I was just like, okay, I'm with her just so she, because she needed some motivation and somebody to go through it with her. So I was doing that, but other than that, it was just I was not interested. And when I left high school, that's when I actually started lifting weights, but nothing seriously. I did it because it was more like I guess just like oh, I want to look good in this shirt and this like because I used to be into skating and all that stuff, and I actually
Uh-huh.
played drums and violins. So I was very
Oh, really?
tomboyish and like into that scene. And
Yeah.
like my favorite singer at that time had some nice arms and shoulders. So I was like, I want arms like that. And then funnily, he has nothing to do with bodybuilding, but he's basically what started my little path onto bodybuilding.
Oh, yeah? Which singer?
Okay, his name is Davey Havoc. He's the singer of AFI. And actually, I just saw him during my prep at a show here. And it was kind of crazy. He doesn't even know that he has nothing to do with bodybuilding, but he sparked this whole bodybuilding thing. And I was there and I was like, oh, this is
Oh,
like so awesome seeing him when I used to listen to him when I was like 10, 11 years old. And now I'm 35 now, almost 36. And it was so cool. And then, I won my pro
wow.
card. So everything was just like, it was very emotional.
That's awesome. That's really cool though. That's neat that you got to see him like that too. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm not familiar
Definitely.
with him. Yeah. Now, in terms of weight training and bodybuilding, how'd you get started in that? And was there anybody that kind of convinced you to do your first contest?
Okay, so I was around 19 to 20, and I actually was married before years ago, and that was a long time ago, another life. And then I was going through a divorce. We were just young and whatever, it's like it
Uh-huh.
happens. And we were going through a divorce, and I was trying to keep my mind off of things, and I was going to the gym at that time, and the woman who owned the personal training gym, it was a gym where, it was personal trainer based, but they would let you have a gym membership if you wanted to just go train on your own.
Okay.
Her name was Suri Nai. I forgot her last name, but she's based out of Miami. And she was like, hey, like, why don't you get into like figure or do something, And then I was like, okay, I didn't know anything about it. And she was like, okay, just follow this diet for like 24 weeks, come in here and train with me like 4 days a week. And then I got into my first show and I did figure. I did two shows like back to back. I placed horribly. I think I placed like 19th or something like that. But then,
Oh,
but I didn't know what was going on, nothing. So it was just like a cool experience for me. And I was like, oh, okay. And then after that, I regrouped with her and I was like, I really like this. I'm gonna, take it further. But I didn't move forward with her because she didn't do women's bodybuilding. Although I did women's figure, I really liked more muscle. And so that's when I
Yeah.
found my coach after that. His name's Diego. I'm still friends with him till this day. And he's based out of Miami. Diego Batasso. He has his Instagram is Elite Fitness One. And I met him and he started me on my little bodybuilding path. And it's been forever, which was also, like when I got my pro card, he was one of the first people who called me right after, congratulating me. You know, he's been there from the start for my bodybuilding all the way until now. And he prepped me for
Wow.
my first bodybuilding show. I was a novice and I did bodybuilding. I think I did, where was I? I think it was, I don't know what show. It could be Southern States in Miami. I'm not sure. And I
Okay.
look at those photos. I was like so small, so skinny, and I was like, I had no business being in bodybuilding at that time.
Oh, I got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, and I still didn't know what I was doing, like, anything, and I was just like happy to be there and stuff. And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so that was my first bodybuilding show. And then after that, um, I still trained and I was actually in prep years later, I was probably 23 at this point, 24, and I was in prep to do another bodybuilding show, and I actually broke my arm during that time. I was squatting and I was
Oh,
about 6 weeks out from the show. I was
yeah.
squatting and I went to re-rack and it was a misrack, and then the left side of the bar landed on my left arm and it
Oh,
shattered
no.
my arm in two locations. And
Wow.
also, yeah, it was a spiral fracture, and that was a bit intense. And like it was, I felt like my world was like kind of coming crashing down to an end, because like the doctor was like, I don't know if you're going to be able to bodybuild anymore.
Oh,
And
no.
like,
Wow.
yeah, because like
Yeah.
they didn't know how extensive the damage was and everything. And then, I have a
Yeah.
plate, screws, and a rod and everything in there.
Huh.
And yeah, it was a bit intense. And then I had the surgery. Then there was like months of rehab from not being able to move my fingers, feel my fingers or anything. And I had to start from
Wow.
scratch. And then I went into powerlifting after that, to just focus on strength and not focus on how my arm looked or how, bodybuilding or anything. I had to remove myself from that and just focus on becoming strong again, mentally, physically. And I did
Yeah.
powerlifting for a couple of years, and I competed professionally and had invites to all these different shows and Arnold Australia and all that stuff. And it was fun, but
Huh.
that wasn't my heart, so
Yeah. I
I
gotcha.
yeah, I had my fun and I stopped, and then I was like, you know what? COVID happened, and then my dad passed away. And just to keep my mind back on things, I was like, you know what, I need something for myself. I can't just sit here thinking about, missing my father. So I got back into bodybuilding, and it took some time building my physique back up again, because, during COVID, nobody was really doing anything. So I lost a lot of muscle tissue. I was slender, I was skinny,
Okay.
and it
Hmm.
took all that time to just, get to here where we are now.
I gotcha. Yeah. Do you think the powerlifting probably helped give you some muscle density? Like your back is really amazing, I think.
I think it did, and then my legs and my back, but also my midsection, I got wider because walking the weight out and doing all that stuff, you have to have a strong core.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. No,
Hmm.
you have a great look. I was curious, do you have like a fitness role model or anybody you really look up to in bodybuilding?
All right, so I would say my friends, like there's Diego, who's my first coach, and then there's Justin Baturina. He does my training for me, has done my training during this prep, and he's somebody I look up to. I love his physique and I love like his character, everything. He's such a good person and honest and just caring, and he's also a great classic physique competitor. He has a great look and great
I
work
remember. Yeah.
ethic. Yeah, like so I
Yeah.
look up to him like a lot. And then also obviously Andrea Shaw, she's like the person to look up to in bodybuilding.
Yeah. Oh, I know. She's really sweet too. Um,
Hmm.
I've seen Justin compete a few times. He's really amazing, actually. He's a great look. Yeah.
Yes, yes, he's phenomenal. Like I believe he will be, Mr. Olympia classic physique. That's what I truly believe, and I've told him that years ago.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah. He's really handsome too. He's just a good looking guy, just yeah.
Yeah, he has like the classic physique poster person look.
I know he does. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
true.
And I also look up to, Brooke Walker. She's from Arkansas, and I lived in Arkansas for
I
for
saw
several
your Arkansas
years.
shirt there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything's Arkansas. I'm like Arkansas, Arkansas. Yeah, I'm in Florida, but I live like 7 to 8 years in Arkansas, and I really love Arkansas.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so like I would train at her gym, and she's such a also a good person, like such an amazing person, amazing physique, amazing presence on stage.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see her back on stage. So I look up to her as well.
I like her a lot too. Yeah, she's really sweet too.
Hmm.
Just spoke with another competitor from that you competed with too in women's physique, but it was Courtney Vanek who won the women's physique
Oh
gold medal.
yes. Hmm.
Yeah, she's in the Little Rock area right now, but yeah, she was great to speak with too. She was really cool.
Yeah, I wish I was able to speak with everyone more backstage. Like we talked while, we were waiting in line, pumping up, joking, helping each other get ready and feeding each other. But other than that, it's like we have all these nerves, so we're not able to relax and just converse. And then afterwards, we kind of like dispersed and we're like, we're hungry. We need substance. We need to go eat, drink. Yeah.
I know, yeah, that's true. That's tough after a show like that, and
Hmm.
yeah, but yeah, I bet that was a great show though. It really was, and
It was. And despite there being so many people and I say it was hectic in a sense like I felt like it was just go 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 once it started. It was a well ran show. Everything was well organized, and they're like, "Hey, Kelly, we need you." The app was like asking where it was and all that, and I was like, "Ah," it was like, yeah, it was good. Like I really loved the show. That was my first time obviously doing it, but I went to Nationals of the year before just to spectate to see how it was, and I was like,
oh
okay, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
oh nice. That's cool that you went there to check it out. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, it is. Yeah, I just they need to bring it back to Orlando though, for my convenience, you know. No,
I don't I don't know. Like, where would they have it? At the Orange County Convention Center?
that's where they've had it in the past. Yeah,
I
and
don't
it's a good venue too, and
Yeah, I've been
free.
there before, but for like comic conventions and stuff, never for bodybuilding.
Oh, it is. No, it's a good venue for that, I think. And I like how the
Hmm.
hotels are all right there too. And so
Yeah. No,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, this one, like the hotel wasn't far. Like I think my commute was like 6 minutes, but it's like
Mhm.
traffic can happen. That was what I was dealing with that morning. That caused me to have a lot of stress because like
Oh no.
I was like, oh, like when they were messaging me, asking me where it was, I was leaving my hotel and they're like, we're getting ready. You're supposed to be pumping up right
Oh,
now. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah.
oh no. Oh no.
Hmm.
That's not good.
Yeah. I mean, it happens, but we pulled it off. I got there and I was like in line, just eating salt and just like trying to get something in my body, getting ready. But, it was despite not being properly prepared in the morning, I believe like we brought a good look. And the night show is where we improved a lot, where I was able to actually pump up properly, eat my carbs and everything.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, you look good at the night show, definitely.
Thank you.
Um, I was curious, like, for your first show in bodybuilding, was it tough for you to get up on stage in a bikini? Because was it kind of nerve-wracking for you?
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah.
To be honest, okay, I am a shy individual, but not when it comes to public speaking or crowds. I'm more shy when it comes to like a one-on-one conversation with somebody. I don't know why that is, but when it comes on stage, I don't know anybody out there, so I don't care about their thoughts about me, so it doesn't get me
Uh-huh.
nervous.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. That's really
Yeah.
cool though. So you don't get nervous even these days doing shows and stuff, or
Mm-mm.
no?
No.
Oh, cool. That's a good thing actually. That yeah, don't have the cortisol build up too.
No, my nerve. Okay, I do have anxiety, and I have to regulate the cortisol. But my thing has to do with timing. I don't want to be late. I want to do that. I need to have it. All has to do with timing. I don't want those things to go wrong. That's where my
Oh,
anxiety and my stressors are. It's not the crowd or anything else.
oh, I see. That makes sense.
Mm.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that makes sense. Of course, congrats on your pro card at NPC Nationals. So what was your experience like there and kind of what was it like backstage too? Was there kind of a good Iron Sisterhood there?
Okay, so backstage, I didn't get to talk to a lot of people. Like myself, I was hanging out with more of Jacoby's clients because we all know each other, we've seen each other, so it's like, okay, let's stick together and get through this. And like, so that's what
Yeah.
we were doing, just lounging around and stuff. But and I think a lot of people were doing that. They're kind of sticking with people they know. But when we were lining up to, they were lining us up to call us, get us ready for a station. A lot of us were, conversing and laughing and joking and just talking with each other and trying to help each other be our best on stage, even though we're going to be competing against each other. So I think there's that, that sisterhood in that aspect. It's like I know myself and like the people that I was, conversing with, like Montana, like even though we're competing against each other, I didn't see it that way. I wanted Montana to look the best she could on stage. And when she won, like, I was so freaking happy for her, even though she beat me, like,
Yeah.
in physique.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just that kind of person. Like, I don't take it personally if I get beat. Like, so I don't have any jealousy or anything towards other people. I just really want other people to do as best as they can in their, for themselves.
Oh yeah. I thought, well, I honestly that you were better suited for women's bodybuilding anyway, I think, because you just
I
look so
think so.
good as a bodybuilder.
I
Yeah.
think so too. Like the physique wise was just kind of like, hey, let's just see. We didn't know because like I feel like my hip area is wider, too wide for physique, and also some of my legs. But
Uh-huh.
my upper body is where I need more work. And so we're just like, hey, let's see how you do in women's physique and bodybuilding. Let's see what the judges say. And obviously the
Uh-huh.
judges are like bodybuilder. So, moving forward, I'm going to be bodybuilding.
Oh yeah, and I think it makes sense to do both. That and a lot of the ladies there did both, I think, which was yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good idea because you can see where you play out, and where the judges like you for the best. And wasn't Tyler Mannion was the head judge, I think?
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean that's really good to have him get to see you too, compete, I think, because
Mm-hmm.
being in the Mannion family and the he's kind of the top judge, I think, now in a sense, the
Mm-hmm.
IFBB and NPC. So
Yeah, I saw him when I was like, doing my routine. I was like, okay, all right, he's here. But try not to focus on it, just, do your
oh
best.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, he seems like a good guy too.
No, he does.
Now, I was curious, was the Nationals your first pro qualifier?
Yes, that was my first time going for it. There was a time
Wow.
last year in December that I was going to be in prep for it, but I was actually I did my pro qualifier, not pro qualifier, my national qualifier last year. I believe it was in was it October? I'm unsure. I think it was. I first call outs, and that's where I won overall there.
Yeah.
And so like after that, I was planning on doing nationals to get my pro card, but I had a lot of like abdominal issues and stuff because I'm a vegetarian. I don't consider myself vegan or anything because I do eat milk products and stuff, but I don't eat meat and everything. But I during that prep prior to that, I was like still dealing with things where I had to eliminate meat and everything because I wasn't my body wasn't digesting it well.
Oh,
And yeah, I've had surgeries throughout the years where I had my gallbladder removed. I had portions of my intestines and all this stuff. So everything was
really?
just like,
Wow.
yeah. So I was just like still dealing with that stuff. Because I was hospitalized. Um, and I had to go through like a lot of medication and things like that because of everything that my body wasn't breaking down.
Hmm.
And I couldn't eat for weeks after that. I was just like having liquids and minimal Greek yogurt here and there because it hurt to eat. And
Wow. Hmm.
yeah, so I came back from that and then I was still dealing with that stuff and still eliminating all these foods. So my body was just so stressed from everything that we were just like, you know what? Let's just call it here and I'm going to recover and compete the following year. And I think that was a better move because I got everything under control and I just my I don't want to say my eating is better because you're probably going to laugh if I tell you what my whole prep was, but I feel better. I had no pain during this whole prep, nothing, because like that was always my worry when I was when I was thinking I was gonna do December last year, was that what if all these things happen? Like, because like during the October show, that week that I was competing, I had so much pain. Like, in order to
Hmm.
step on stage, I had to take a lot of pain meds just to get through it. And I was in so much pain. Like, I would
Really?
like once I got off stage in the morning, I was like crying, all that stuff, and I sucked it up and I went back. But I had a
Wow.
fever, everything, and it was just so bad. You know?
Huh. You didn't have that kind of pain for the Nationals, did you? Or
No. Like
oh
all my
wow.
eating was fine, all that, but everything was good. I had no pain whatsoever, and everything was just
Wow.
like
Huh.
I don't say everything was ideal this prep, but like in regards to my eating and how my body responded, everything went the way that we wanted it to go.
Wow, that's terrific. I'm really glad to hear that. And that
Thank
sounds like
you.
it. And then getting the great result too. I mean, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was happy with that, especially not eating meat anymore and just like I eat tofu. All I eat is tofu. Like what you saw on stage is all tofu.
Uh-huh. Oh, tofu is good though too. I like it
hmm
in Thai food, especially. I like Thai food.
Oh yes, I wish I could have had Thai on this.
That's the good stuff. Yummy.
hmm
I was curious, do you know yet where you would like to make your pro debut, or do you have any ideas yet? And would you do it this upcoming year or wait?
Oh no, we're gonna do it this year. Yeah.
Okay.
We're planning on possibly middle of the year or so. Like I wanted to do one here shortly in April, but I was like, we're like we want to get my body relaxed and everything so everything goes smoothly, just how it did with this prep. So we're just gonna give me some time and we're thinking of jumping into Tampa Pro. We're thinking about it. I don't know if we are, but that's, my coach and I, Jacoby, were like, hey, let's just do Tampa Pro. Reason being, it's here in
Yeah.
Florida. I'm not having to hop a plane or drive long distance because I drove to Texas. So I'm not having to do any of
Wow.
that. I'm just driving maybe 3.5 hours, and
Yeah.
then doing that. And so I'm going to be more relaxed, more calm, and he's going to be able to be there.
Wow. That you drove to to Texas? Wow.
Yes,
That's a
I
long
drove to
drive.
Texas. It is. I drove the whole way and whole way back. I had the reason being I had my family with me. I had my children and everything, so it's cheap. It was cheaper for us to all get into the vehicle opposed to paying everybody individual
Yeah.
tickets.
Oh, wow. I understand. Wow. But that's a long drive.
hmm
Was that tough? Would you be in prep like that too? I mean, that must have been.
Yeah, especially on my legs, my back and everything, and the inflammation. It was a lot, and not resting because you're just driving. And yeah, it was tough. And but I just ate my tofu while driving and kept keep measurement of my water because he wanted me to water load. And yeah, it wasn't the eating part wasn't tough. It was taxing on my body.
Wow. And you said you had three kids, and what are their ages again?
My oldest is gonna be 21, and then my other ones are 19, and then my little one is 7.
7, yeah. And did they help? Did your older ones help you drive? That would
Oh
be.
no, they were just chilling the whole time.
Oh, really? They should have helped you
Yeah.
drive.
Oh
Help out
no,
their mom.
I honestly I get car sick. I cannot sit in the side, back, or anything. So I'm like, I
Oh,
prefer driving. Yeah.
oh, I see. Oh, okay. So that's probably better for you. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking they could have helped you out. Oh man. I was curious, did when nationals wrapped up, did you get a chance to approach the judges and ask them where you need to improve your physique and presentation?
Okay, so yeah, Montana and I were in line trying to get feedback from the judges, but that line was so long, and we're just we're like, okay, this is taking forever. And so, like, instead of just asking for feedback, a lot of people were just talking, things non-bodybuilding related and just like, just conversing and having a good time. And
Hmm.
so we are just like, you know what? I don't think we were gonna get there within the next hour. So we just, we went and regrouped with our coach, and the coach was like, we know what needs to be worked on. And I saw my scorecard as well. It was posted online. So we um we have a good idea of my weaknesses, like we talk about it leading up to it, like, hey, this is what you need to work on, but we're going to do the best we can with what you have now. And that's the thought process I had going into it. I knew I didn't have the perfect complete package, but I could present it in a way that highlighted my strength. And moving forward, we're going to have some time to work on my weaknesses, which, in my opinion, and my coach's opinion, my training coach as well, my prep and training coach, is that I need more lats, especially from the back and the front for my front lat spread, and also capping my shoulders a bit more and getting more definition into my glutes, hamstrings, and also quads. And
Okay.
working on my midsection too. That's always been a weakness of mine because, having the kids and all the surgeries
Yeah.
I've had, it's like I could get my top abs, but my lower abs have always been a weakness. So that's something that we're going to try to improve on, see what we can do to tighten it up and get more, more visual abs in those areas.
Oh, cool. Okay, that sounds cool. Yeah. It's good to have that kind of plan too, that strategy, I think.
hmm
I was thinking, um, I was curious if you could provide, I know you're a new pro, but now that you've gone through this whole process, can you provide any advice to ladies who are seeking to earn their pro card? Because I know it takes a lot of hard work and dedication, but any other steps there or tips that you can give?
Okay, so if I could give somebody a good advice, I'd say. Honestly, block out the noise. I know we like being on social media. I know I go on there, but I usually go on there just to converse with people in my inbox and uh not necessarily look at what everybody else is doing. When you're looking at what
Mhm.
everybody else is doing and what their coach is doing, you get lost in everything else instead of just staying on track and listening to the person you should be listening to, which is if you have a prep coach and a just training coach, or if they're the same person, listen to them, listen to their feedback.
Mhm.
And although people are going to give you their input and their 2 cents without you asking, just take it with a grain of salt. Just like, be appreciative, but focus on, people in your corner. They're gonna give you honest feedback, and they want what's best for you. And
Mhm.
so I'd say to focus on your team if you have a team, or your coach, or if you're doing it yourself. Just try to focus on your plan that you have there and not get lost with everything that's out there. Because when you have information overload, you get lost on where to start and where to stay and how to stay the course to get to where you're going. And another
Mhm.
thing is, although you want to win and look your best, go with the mindset of, I'm going here and I worked my ass off for this. Oop, I don't know if I can curse. Sorry about that.
Oh
I didn't
yeah.
ask.
No,
I should have
no.
asked.
No, no, you're cool.
I
Yeah.
work and I poop off anyway. So there. And whether I win or not, like, I'm happy with the work I put in. I'm happy with everything I put in to get here. And with that mindset, because I see a lot of young people, they're like, I'm going to be the best. I'm going to turn pro within my first year, my first competition, or first pro qualifier. I'm going to do all these things. And when it doesn't happen, reality hits, and it's sometimes people don't move forward after that. It's like
Yeah.
this, yeah. And then, or um, they overdo everything else and stress their body out, and then they eventually stop bodybuilding because of how taxing it is, because of how quickly they wanted things to happen. If you just let things gradually happen and do it as healthy as you can, and like be smart about your dieting, your training, and regulating your stress, you're going to be here for a long time. You're going to be competing for a long time. You're not going to get zapped energy wise. You're going to keep going and have a long bodybuilding career instead of just maybe turning pro and not competing after another show or two.
Yeah. That's good advice. I like that. And yeah, and I have heard about that with other competitors, especially young people who think it's going to be instant pro card, and
Yeah.
they kind of need to adjust expectations because sometimes it takes several years to achieve that goal, and
Definitely. And then also they have the thought of like, okay, once I get my pro card, everything's just going to start happening from here on forth. It's like, no, once you get the pro card, the real work actually happens. Now you're considered a
yeah,
professional. Now you have to be professional, have everything, and like conduct yourself in that manner.
and you're kind of low end of the totem pole too. You have to start from the
Exactly.
bottom too, so you kind of
Yeah,
yeah,
you're stepping in women's bodybuilding. A lot of the women are like, maybe like 45, 40. They've been
yeah.
at this for years, and here you are coming in, and to have that expectation, like, I'm going to step in and beat everybody in my first year. It's like, kind of, be a little bit more humble. Like, hey, this is my first year. I'm going to show them, who I am.
Uh-huh.
And, it's like, I'll know from the first show, pro show, what I need to work on after that to be competitive against these women. And then formulate your game plan after that, what you need to do to get to where you want to go. If you want to be, let's say, first call out at the Olympia or the Olympia winner. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, good advice. Good, yeah, good insight, I think, too. Um, so I was curious, how long have you worked with Justin Jacoby as your prep coach?
Okay, so Jacoby and I have been friends for, several years now. And I was working with another coach at that time, and he and I had just been friends, and he's not going to step on anybody's toes. We've just been friends, whatever. But then there came a time where I didn't have a coach, and I was just, I had a training coach, Justin. He was just doing my training, but I didn't
Uh-huh.
have a prep coach or anything. I didn't know when I was going to compete. And then uh, Justin reached out to me like, "Hey, what's going on in your life? And are you going to compete again?" And I was like, "I think I'm gonna." Like, I was going through some things in my life, and he was like, I'm the kind of person that's like, I need something to help me go through things. If not, I'm just gonna ruminate on things that are going on in my life instead of
Yeah.
um uh healthily processing it and moving forward.
Yeah.
So like, I need
Understood.
something else that's helping me, that I can like help keep my mind and my life focused and keep me structured.
Hmm.
So he was like, let's do a show, and I was like, okay. And so that was about middle of August. So we've been working together since the middle of August, probably like August
Oh,
13th. Yeah.
just
So
recently. Oh, that's cool.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
he didn't have a building. He didn't have any knowledge of how my body would respond to anything, this and that. I told him, hey, I don't eat meat. I don't eat eggs. I don't eat all this other stuff. And he was like, okay, no problem. And then he gave me can I go into my detail of my prep here? I know it's
Yeah.
probably deviating,
No,
but
no, it's fine. Yeah.
yeah, he just gave me macros for my prep, which has not happened before. I was always just given like, this is what you got to eat, even if you don't like it, and follow it. And then
Okay.
that, I did it, but this one he was just like, hey, here are your macros. Choose, what works for you and what doesn't, stick with that. And
Okay.
so like that's how it was. He would just give me my macros after my check-ins. He was like, okay, let's change this and this, reduce your fat or increase your fat, or decrease carbs or increase the carbs. And I got to choose whatever I wanted to eat, which we're gonna this is probably gonna sound so like what? You're eating what? I was like literally just eating bagels, cream cheese, tofu, the whole prep. That's all I ate, bagels.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Oh,
when I was
wow.
carving up at the hotel, I was eating butter and sliced bread and peanut butter. That was my whole like weekend for peak week. And
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
so that's what it
Oh,
was. Yeah. I got my pro card on bagels, basically.
wow. That's awesome.
And
That's
butter.
really cool.
Yeah. I mean it
It's,
tasted good.
it,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. I know. Yeah, that's
I
kind
love
of
bagels, so I'm like, it
nice.
tasted good. If
Bagels
I
are
can get a
great.
bagel sponsor, I'd be happy.
It's interesting because I just spoke with April Casamano and she started working with Justin about the same time, mid-August, and she just loves him. She's just was just thought he was just the best coach and really enjoys working with him because he really cares about the athletes and he comes to the shows and I've seen him at several shows already this year and yeah I can tell he really cares about the athletes, so that's really cool.
Definitely. I'm gonna add some to that too. And like I'm not trying to plug for my coach or anything, but like when I started working with Justin, like things were so much different than previous coaches. I'm not saying my coaches were bad or anything, but just everybody has their own like style
Mhm.
and approach to things. But he's very thorough, and he gave me a whole like printout of what I need for nationals to be ready. It was like bobby pins, this and this. Make sure you have this whole. He gave me a whole ass checklist. I know I'm an adult. I should have done that myself, but he gives that without you having to ask, and he gave it to all of
Nice.
us.
Yeah.
And I don't know how he's able to be there for everybody, but he's very hands-on. He was like checking in on me, how I was feeling mentally, stuff like
Mm.
that. And he was him and his assistant coach, she like although I was stressed to some point, like they were there helping me like not go overly stressed and getting things together. And I was just like, okay, I feel like I'm in good hands. Like they're gonna guide me. They're gonna be like, hey, be here, go do this, pump up now, eat your peanut butter, have some salt. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do it. And
That's
like
great.
yeah, it was awesome. They were just they're a great team, and as April said, like it's like I'm not saying other coaches don't care as much about their athletes, but you can really tell that Justin goes above and beyond for his clients, and he's like his whole heart is into this, and he wants all of his competitors to do as best as they can, and if whatever he can do to help, he's going to do it.
And I think his results kind of speak for themselves too, because his clients
Definitely.
have done really, really well and a lot of pro cards too, So yeah, no, that's really awesome. Is that
Hmm.
Jess Falborn that is his basically his
Yes.
assistant coach? Yeah,
Yes.
she's amazing
Everyone called her
too.
mom backstage, or like, mom.
Oh, I love her. She's awesome. And I'm glad that she's competing in women's bodybuilding too. So maybe you'll get to compete with her. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I just like her look too. She's got an amazing look. So I think it's good
Hmm.
for her to do
I
women's
agree.
bodybuilding. Yeah. Now, I was curious, do you have a posing coach too?
My posing coach is Justin. He helps me as well. Like during my
Yeah.
check-ins, we run through my site, everything. Like, and then he was like, he'll run through it and was like, hey, this is how you're gonna pose. This is, and if I need any changing, because during how you're posing in the beginning usually changes towards the middle, then the end, because like your body's changing and how you connect with things. Yeah,
Hmm.
so we'll do that. Yeah, through the whole prep.
That's great. I thought your routine was good too. You did a nice job. You had a good look up there on
Uh,
stage.
Thank you. And then like my second routine, okay, so like the women's physique was like a last minute thing.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't know we had to do a second routine. I was like, oh my God. So like the day before, I was
Oh,
like, all right, okay, I'm gonna have to like improvise this. I didn't know what I was doing.
oh, really?
I was like, okay,
It
let's see.
wasn't obvious. You didn't look like you were improvising. You looked good up there. So yeah.
Thank you.
Um, I know that, the pose is a little bit different too from physique to bodybuilding too.
It is, and I had to remind myself that too. I was like, okay, no close fists, no close fists. Okay.
Oh,
It
that's
was
true.
hard.
Got to keep the
Yeah.
hands open. Yeah,
And
that's
I
true.
tried to set up for like a side chest for women's bodybuilding. I was like, okay, no, leg out, leg out. All right.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, have both arms out. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, it's much different.
Um, I was curious, what would you say is the most challenging aspect of prep for you?
Uh, Personally, I think that's gonna, okay, so I think that's gonna um obviously vary person to person considering that based on their life circumstances. For me, like I wear multiple hats, I have my children, both are two are adults, but I still have to be there in some way for those two, like whether it's birthday parties, doctor's appointments or things like that. And then my little one, I'm more hands-on because she's homeschooled. And it's
Mm,
just, it's very, if you've ever homeschooled or child, like being around a child all day and trying to get everything done, that's a challenge that you're having to navigate.
yeah,
And
that's true.
so like with that, and also I own a business. I actually own two businesses. I'm having to like juggle my schedule to get everything done. And so
Yeah,
I think the challenge there, um, for me is ha trying to have enough hours in a day to do everything. Yeah.
I gotcha. I
Mhm.
understand that. What are
Yeah,
your two businesses? What are they?
okay, so I own an airboat touring company business down in South Florida, the Everglades. And
Oh yeah,
we've had that company for about 20 years.
really?
And
Wow.
yeah, we're one of one, two, three. About five indigenous owned airboat companies. I say five, but two of them are ours. Like my mother and I own the main one, which is Buffalo Tigers. I solely own our second location. And then I also own a food truck business, which is kind of interesting being on prep and cooking all that awesome food. Yeah. And that's just
Wow.
something I wanted to do for myself because okay, so when I eat my own food, I don't care about its presentation, but I really like cooking for other people. And that's where like, that my artistic side comes out on that end. So that's what I do. Like when I was doing through prep and Justin's like, you need to have less time on your feet. You need to reduce your stress. Don't work as much. And I'm like, I can't not work. I have multiple businesses.
Yeah. And you mentioned before we start recording you're Native American?
hmm
And I was curious, um, one thing I really like is the pumpkin fry bread. That stuff is awesome.
Oh yeah. Okay, so like that is awesome. I can agree on that, but I have not eaten pumpkin fry bread maybe in like a 15 or 20 years. Like I don't
Oh,
know. Yeah.
so
I don't know
tasty.
why. It is good though. It tastes so freaking good. I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah.
That's so cool too about the airboats. That's kind of do you have to go down to South Florida a lot to do it, or do you kind of manage it from afar? Or
Oh no, I split my time between where I live up north and South Florida. So I'm up north half the week and I'm down there half the weekends because our with tours and everything that a lot of people do, they're traveling on weekends.
oh wow, that's so
Yeah.
cool. Wow, what a unique profession. That's really neat. Wow.
It's very interesting too because I didn't grow up thinking like I'm gonna own a touring company. That wasn't my thing. It just I guess I don't want to say we fell into it, but like it became a family thing.
There was like a tragedy recently too, wasn't there, with the airboat that flipped and I think some people died with not another
That
operator.
must have been I'm not gonna name drop them, but I think that happened on a national park side. For those who are unaware of like the geography of South Florida, like when you go out that way, one half is like the reservation and the other half is national park. And the national park airboat tours, the people companies who have contracts with them are not Native American. So
Mm.
that must have been one of their companies.
Hmm, interesting. Yeah, that's pretty cool that you do that though. Yeah, I remember it was kind of sad when that news came out and that, kind of got fair amount of
Hmm.
publicity because it doesn't happen very often, with
Yeah, it doesn't. And it could have been avoided. I remember reading the article and everything, and it was just that's why like with our company we do training with our employees and go over everything, make sure everything's it's safety first. That's although
yeah.
it's a fun thing, it's like I don't think people understand that when they go to do these things, like even if you're on a boat, like on a yacht, it's your life is at risk anytime you step on a boat. It's very
Yeah,
dangerous.
that's true.
Mm.
I want to mention too, my dad actually had a small airboat back in the day, and one thing I remember that it's kind of burned in my memories is going out to this. It was like a camp, like up in a tree, and they had generators up there, but it was out in the middle of the
Uh-huh.
Everglades, and it just was such a interesting place to be because it was just so isolated out there and so beautiful too. It was just
Yeah.
so neat. And remember it was just like a guys' camp, and they had like Playboys in the bathroom and stuff.
That sounds like a hunter's camp for real. There's probably like a can of beans somewhere.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. There was a lot of beer cans too. It
That's
was
funny.
oh my gosh, yeah, but just great memories. So I think that's so cool that you do that. That's neat.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
That's funny.
Um,
Our island, because my family owns an island out there. We take our tours out to the island. We don't have electricity there, so it's just an old indigenous, a Native American camp. So we have like chickees that are open. We have chickee huts, a what would you call I guess you would say like a dining chickie where we just have a grill and logs and you just sit out there and we even have sugarcane on the island and we have a boardwalk that they can go through and the boardwalk's pretty as well because the gators nest there and so when the babies hatch they just hang out on the island within that boardwalk and so you can see like little bitty gators and also turtles there. It's pretty.
wow, that's so cool. That's really cool. That's neat. Yeah. Um, are y'all part of the Seminole tribe or Miccosukee?
No. Okay, so we are a part of Miccosukee tribe, but I know people confuse it because we're like the same people because a lot of my family, like my grandma, my cousins, everybody on that side, they're all Seminole.
Mm,
Just myself, my mom, and my brother are Miccosukee. Yeah.
that's
But we're all the
cool.
same. We have the same bloodline, same clans.
That's so cool. Wow, that's really neat. Um, the I was curious in terms of I know you mentioned you're building a garage gym, but do you have kind of a good bodybuilding community where you live in Port St. Lucie area?
I don't really know many people here other than Justin.
Yeah.
That's the only person I know. So I don't think I'm sure like I'll build one, but like I haven't been up here long enough. I've only been here since October.
Oh, really? Oh, so you're new to
Hmm.
that area. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's kind of suburban out there, and there's not necessarily like a big city until you get to maybe West Palm, in that area.
Hmm.
Yeah, so but it is a nice area out there though.
No, I love it. I love it so far. It's as you said, more suburban. There is like I have to drive like maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get to like Target and stuff and
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
dining, but I really like it because like where I live, believe there's like a preserve here, so they're not gonna build as much in my area.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Um, yeah, a lot of Florida's getting paved over, unfortunately. It's like,
Oh, I know.
yeah.
It's I guess it's
Um,
the demand. Everyone's moving here.
I know it's a huge demand. Yeah, I know. Now I was curious, what does your mom think about your bodybuilding efforts? Does she support you?
I think she does. I think she does because she when I won, I called her. I texted her. I was like, I won. She's like, okay, cool. And then I sent her pictures and I saw her post about it on social media and acknowledging me. But like that's the thing with Native Americans too. We're very like reserved in regards to like how we speak to each other and emotions and all that. Like, not that's common. Like, although we're happy for each other, it's more of a like, oh, like I'm very proud of you, and um, like so I believe she is, and then also I believe my children are too because like my son wasn't able to be there, but my oldest was. My son congratulated me and was happy for me, and my oldest was there with me, and like we celebrated together. We went to Cheesecake Factory and everything, and then we after that we on the way home we like stopped in Louisiana and just had like family time and just it was a good time. I believe that my whole family supports it. At one point, I believe they didn't in the beginning. when I was doing the figure and trying to go into bodybuilding.
Mm,
I remember it was like a cultural thing where it was like it's not feminine. Because back then
mhm.
it was like those if it wasn't even really socially acceptable being take yourself out of that culture, out of the indigenous culture. A lot of
Yeah.
people were like, very judgy, and like that's when comments were very, very bad, like online, where people would just message me telling me I need to off myself because of how I look and all that other crap. And
Oh, wow. Oh.
yeah, I don't understand why people do that, but it was just like they were just so bothered by how you look and what you're doing in your own life that they said those
Mm.
things.
Wow.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
they would treat you weird in person, like you're, I don't know, like I don't even know. I don't want to say a freak or anything, but they were just
Mm.
like it was unacceptable to be a
Mm.
muscular woman. Um, so
Mm.
it was around that time. But like after my first bodybuilding show, like they're like, okay, like, all right, this is what you want to do. All right, we accept it. And they're happy for me after that.
That's cool. Yeah. What about like cultural within your tribe and stuff like Mikasuki's? Do you think is it because I don't know if y'all are more modest in terms of you being on stage in a bikini kind of thing, or how does that how do they feel about that, do you think?
I don't think they're 100% comfortable with it, but I know the younger community, they're like, they're getting in more into fitness and stuff.
Hmm.
So I think they're more like, okay, this is bodybuilding. It's professional. Like she's not just like taking pictures of herself in a bikini and posting it online. But I remember when I used to work with the tribe, I did get in trouble for it, because like
Mm.
they consider it indecent, like, and I like that that like other parents had, like, I don't know, like they found my pictures online, my bodybuilding pictures, not inappropriate, but my stage photos, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, like Kelly's like, Kelly's indecent online and everything, and like that,
Mm.
and my employer was like, what photo, and then had it sent to them, and then I was like, oh, that's my stage photo. That's not a selfie where I'm just like
Hmm.
like taking it and putting it out, and like so at that time that was probably like maybe 11 years ago. Since then, I haven't heard anything negative about it. I think it's more acceptable now.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm just curious I find those kind of questions interesting, the cultural aspect of, and you know, how it's received by your tribe um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's kind of interesting. So,
No, yeah, because culturally, like, when we do our ceremony and stuff, we are very like we're expected to be more modest and covered up. So that it does go against that, like I'm
yeah.
not I'm not
Mhm.
in that mold, like, within my culture. I'm kind of doing something that I probably shouldn't be doing. I don't know, in their eyes. But
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah. I love I think Miss Mikasuki do this too, but the Seminole the dresses, like the really traditional dresses that are so colorful and just really beautiful.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do
Yeah.
that with we have our cultural ceremonies, and I do wear those. Like it's hot, but
Oh
it's very
yeah.
hot. Yeah, I do wear those, and uh it's I don't wear it every day because it's hot in Florida, but a lot of
Yeah.
times whenever we have family events and stuff, I do dress up.
That's awesome. I saw that at the Florida Folk Festival and they actually have a Seminole village there. That's where I got the pumpkin fry bread too, but those dresses were just so gorgeous and they were selling jewelry and some other cool crafts and stuff. So that was really neat.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
the dresses, I don't know if you've seen them. It's like they're so intricate, and like the patchwork on there is like quilting. It takes so much time to make the patchwork.
I know it's amazing actually. Yeah, and they actually have workshops where they show making those too, and they're really neat. So
Hmm.
yeah. Um, well, I just have a few more questions for you. I was curious, do you ever find it hard to keep up with demands of social media, and have you seen an increase in your followers since you earned your pro card?
Okay, so let's start with the followers. I think I gained a few, maybe like 200, but my
Hmm.
my numbers haven't moved. It was like 60,000 point something, I think point two. I think it's like a little bit more than that. Maybe I think it was point one, now it's point three.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know how I got to 60,000. I asked myself that too because I don't like spend a lot of time on social media.
Yeah.
Um I treat it like anything, because like I have my real life business and my life and all that. And so like when I go on social media, I try to do something productive. Like I'll do a story or something just to stay engaged with people. Cause like if you don't stay engaged, you're like, okay, I'm gonna follow this person because they're like
Yeah.
not
Mm-hmm.
posting anything.
Mm-hmm.
And although I'm grateful for the following I have because people reach out to me about how things I've done or do, although I don't intend to be this person for people, they say it's helped them through things. Just seeing somebody else go through things and like things that maybe
Mm.
they might be going through in life, they're like, okay, I'm not the only one. I can relate, and this person's persevering and doing this. So like they it helps them through things. And
Mm. Cool.
I
Yeah.
don't get on social media for that, but like when people write me that, it does help. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because like I don't want people to think that I'm ungrateful for my followers, but
Yeah.
like I don't I don't care for social media much, but I know that it matters in bodybuilding because when you go to register for shows, they ask you for your handle and how many followers you got, and everything
Yeah.
is like, yeah, it comes. They want to know if you have a presence.
Hmm. I think
Mm.
that, yeah, I think even with the judges and promoters, that kind of thing's important too, because um, but then I can see you've got to be so busy with everything you got going on too, so you can't spend everything
Yeah,
all the time on
yeah.
social media.
Definitely, because like I have also, the businesses, I have social media for the businesses, I have websites, I have everything. And like
Oh, that's
with my
true.
food truck, I have the social media there, and then I have an online ordering form. So it's like I'm having to keep track of
Mhm.
all these outlets. So it is hard to just be engaged on social media, just like, full time.
Yeah.
But I don't find it difficult because, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna post this day and I'm gonna go scroll. I'm going to respond to X amount of comments or like X amount of messages, and then I call it a day. I don't try to spend like multiple hours just, going through things.
That's good. Good. I think that's very good strategy for social media, and sometimes it can be anti-social media, could be kind of, I call it that
Yeah.
sometimes. And that's my next question. I was wondering, as a bodybuilder, do you ever deal with like nasty trolls or kind of overbearing fans sometimes?
I do get some nasty trolls every now and then. I'll see comments and I'm just like, oh, okay. I'll just delete it because I'm like, I don't know the person. They don't know me. So it's like, what are their words don't affect me.
Mhm.
But that's not to say positive ones don't affect me because I'm like, okay, I really, obviously like somebody's like telling you how, they feel, and they're like, okay, I really love your look, and you're okay, thank you. Like I'm really appreciative that you went out of your way and wanted to say that to me.
Mhm.
Those do mean a lot to me, but negative ones, unless it's very constructive, and
Mhm. Mhm.
then I'll accept it. But when it's just people just like, oh, you suck, or oh, like, whatever, you look like a dude or whatever, I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Move on. You can find somebody else who doesn't look like me to like to follow. But yeah, that doesn't happen as quite often anymore. It used to be very bad, maybe like 2, 3 years ago, but
Mhm.
now it doesn't. And the thing was, when it was bad, it was not people my age group, it was people older, like in their 45, 50s that were messaging me. And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
what are you doing? Like, you're somebody's
Mm.
grandma. Like, why are you in my inbox? Like, upset with me. It was
Mm.
weird. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I think there is some of those folks have some insecurities and stuff, but they don't need to take it out on you. And they just, yeah, people being keyboard warriors or whatever, and they can be anonymous too. So I think that makes it a little bit worse.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I try not to take it to heart. Like I'm just like, huh, okay.
Mhm.
And like can people be overbearing, or there are some intense followers I do have where it's like they won't take no for an answer and I just have to block them. They're trying to get
Uh,
more out of you. Like what I post on my page is what I'm comfortable with. I'm not going to do anything
yeah.
else. Yeah.
Mm. That's why I tell fans they got to behave. Just don't be that guy. Don't be a jackass. Just
Yeah.
yeah. And even as like somebody with who's not a bodybuilder but just has this podcast, I get that sometimes. And sometimes I'm just like, dude, I don't have time to this continuing conversation, just, so,
Yeah,
so
I'm
then,
sure there's people wanting to be you. They're like, you get to talk to all these bodybuilders. We can't get them to talk to us.
yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But then I have to block them sometimes too. So, yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that's probably jealousy, I guess. They're
Yeah, definitely.
right. I was curious, what do you think is like the most misunderstood aspect or the biggest myth about bodybuilding by the general public, and how do you respond when you're confronted with that myth?
Women's bodybuilding or bodybuilding in general?
I would say women's bodybuilding.
Hmm. I would say the biggest myth is that okay, I don't understand how this happens, but that it's easy to get
Mm.
muscular. It's so easy because that's always what people are afraid of. It's like, I don't want to lift heavy because I'm gonna get too much muscle. Like, no, like we've been fighting so hard to get ounces, just an ounce of muscle. That's not just gonna happen, and it takes
Yeah,
years. I think that's the biggest myth.
that's a good point. Yeah, I think that's the misperception that a lot of ladies have. I think,
hmm They
and
think that just when they go into the gym and lift, I don't know, 20-pound dumbbells, that now they're gonna look like Andrea Shaw and have big arms like her. Like, I've been lifting, like I can lift like like 135 pounds, and like my arms don't look like that. I want
uh,
them to, but yeah.
yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, and it's a lot of hard work. I mean, it definitely takes a lot of hard work and a lot of time, so
It takes a
yeah.
lot of intention, repetitively hard work, and being stubborn. It's like you have to be stubborn to do this because you're not going to see results maybe in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you have to be so stubborn that you believe that it's going to happen eventually.
Yeah, that's good advice. I like that. I was curious, and this is kind of relevant because you just finished up a show, but do you ever deal with like the post-show blues? And if so, how do you cope with them?
I don't think I had any. I don't know what happens with post-show blues, like what normally happens, because like I've been good, like where I'm just like, oh, I feel good, like where I'm getting back. I'm not, Justin has me set up on a reverse dieting plan, and it's been good. I haven't Maybe it's because I was working with macros and eating things that I enjoy, that I'm not
Mm,
like, I gotta go do this, I have to do this, and binging on things. I'm just very like, okay,
mhm,
being smart about it. And like we did my first check-in after the show, and I was the same weight with my check-in after the show with the day I woke up to step on stage, the same exact weight.
really?
And yeah, we avoided a lot of inflammation from me just choosing my foods wisely and not, overindulging on things. Yeah, I stuck
Good.
with my macros, and I was like, okay, he's slowly bringing them up. But like whatever he told me to eat, I stuck within that macros, and he said I could have a cheat meal, and I just had like half a cheesecake, a beer, and a salad, and I was fine. Like I felt good. I was like, that's all I wanted.
Nice. That's really cool. That's good to hear. I know some of the ladies I've talked to have like a body dysmorphia type thing because they're not, you can't really stay stage lean year round.
Yeah, of
And
course not. I think that's just because how I prefer myself. Like, I like having a healthy, natural, like, look. When I say natural, like, where, I have kind of like some volume to my face, and I don't like being veiny 24/7. So it doesn't bother me
mm,
to look like this.
mm,
Um, I don't want to be walking around super lean 24/7 because I know that that's not it's unrealistic, but I know people can do it. But it's not good for my hormones or anything. And especially if I want to put on some lean muscle tissue, I can't be lean all year. So I think
mm,
about all these things, and I don't let it get to me.
That's cool. Yeah. That's good that you feel that way too. And I think that's a good kind of healthy attitude about, getting in the off season and such. And yeah.
hmm
Um, I was going to wrap up. I was just curious if there's anything I missed that you'd like to address or anybody you'd like to shout out.
I don't think you missed anything. This was like you're very thorough, especially with your questions. Like you basically got the start of my career all the way until now, pro card. And then maybe we can do another interview, first pro card or pro qualifier or something.
That'd be great. Yeah, I'd love that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be. Any shout outs? I think I've already like plugged my coach several times and my training coach.
Oh yeah. No, they're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both awesome. And then also Diego, like I don't want to say I wouldn't have been here without them, but they've helped me through some tough times, talking me through things and keeping me level-headed and just focused on, you know, being the best I can be with the circumstances I was given, because it's hard juggling all these, your schedule and being a mom and all that, and still trying to do your best and you show up. And so that's what I'm very thankful for during this prep, and we got the pro card.
That's awesome. I think it's totally badass. You got the airboat touring company too. I think that's so cool. That's so neat. And I was curious, have you ever taken your coaches out on the airboat? That'd be kind of fun to take them out.
Only in one coach, Diego. I haven't taken the other two. I mean, they're open to come down whenever they want, get on a tour. Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah. Like how many seats does your airboat have?
Oh, so we have several boats. Usually, our smallest boats are reserved for private tours, so we can accommodate up to 6 and 9 people. We have two small boats. The rest, or it's around 15 to 20 passengers per boat.
That's so cool.
Um, there are companies down the road that are on the national park side that can accommodate 50 people, but we promote ourselves as small airboat tours, so it allows people to have a more intimate tour instead of being crammed on a boat with 50 other people. You have some space, and obviously, although we can accommodate 15 to 20 people, we don't fill it up to the max because obviously, with more load on a boat, the boat's gonna
Mm.
be weighed down too much. Yeah.
What's the name of your company again?
It's Buffalo Tiger Airboat Tours.
The Float Tiger. Oh, that's cool. Is it okay to include that? I could include it down below.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
in case
can.
people want to check you out. Um,
There's
I
actually a
was,
documentary being made right now about Buffalo Tiger. He was the first chief of the tribe. Yeah.
oh, really?
And
Oh,
yeah,
that's
he was the
cool.
owner of our airboat tours. And then when he was retiring, like I think he knew that he didn't have much longer. He wanted a family that he can trust to take on the airboat tours and keep the name and keep it running. And then we came along and we took it over.
That's so cool. That's awesome. Yeah. Um, I was curious, do you know Chief Jim Billy? I know he's the former Seminole chief, I believe, and I think he's still alive.
Jim Billy. I don't think so. Yeah.
He was interesting. He had a little bit of a scandal, I think, with with I think some of the casino money, but he was
That
interesting.
sounds like every tribe. There's always some scandal going. That sounds bad, but like yeah, no, I'm unaware of who that is.
It
I
he's
think the
interesting
last
'cause he's a musician too. So he reminded me like Bill Clinton with the saxophone, but he would sing and he'd play guitar. He had like a band, and I haven't seen him perform in years, but he
Mhm.
has some pretty cool songs. I'll have to send you some links to some of his
Okay.
songs. But
I'm gonna Google that after this. I'm like,
oh
I didn't
yeah.
know. Yeah. Although like my family's Seminole, I don't keep up with all of their politics. It's like it's enough trying to keep up with my own tribe's politics.
Oh, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I find that kind of fascinating though, and he would sing about like alligators and being out in the swamp and it just yeah, really interesting stuff. So I'll send you some links to it. Yeah.
Okay. Is he the one he on what is this? Billy I think
Oh,
it was like Billy Swamp Safari is named after him. Yes,
that's
that was
right.
so
Yeah.
long ago. I think that was over
Uh-huh.
20 years ago when he was chairman.
Yeah, that's right. It's been several
Mhm.
years and he kind of
Okay, because I remember you said the tapes. I was like, I heard his tape. Oh, I didn't back then. I don't think CD. Well, maybe they did have CDs, but I remember hearing the tape. Yeah.
he kind of got ousted, I think, and I think kind of in disgrace. And so yeah.
I haven't. I don't know if he's still around, but I haven't seen him or anything.
Yeah, I was curious. I hadn't seen him perform in a long time too. So yeah.
hmm
Um, and one more question. I was just curious if you have any sponsors or are you interested in getting sponsors?
All right, so I don't have a set sponsor. I work with Animal, but it's more of an affiliation thing where I get a percentage of sales, but it's
Mm,
a month-to-month contract where I'm not locked in. I used to have a sponsor, Legion, where I was locked into a contract, and they're a great company
mhm,
and they still wanted to work with me. The reason why I didn't move forward was because I don't know if you've ever seen their website or anything. They're more of a brand that doesn't promote its athletes and it's more just like a vitamin shop brand where you don't really see the faces behind who they sponsor or anything. And I
mhm.
wanted to work with a company that was going to work with me on like using my likeness and also promoting me instead of me just promoting their supplements.
Oh,
And
yeah.
also
Okay.
like one that was more bodybuilder friendly,
Hmm.
and oriented. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm open to any sponsor, to be honest. Like, well, if I love their supplements, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Maybe even like you don't have a suit sponsor or anything like that, do you? Or,
No, I don't. Yeah. That would be
okay.
awesome though, because like I try to have like a new suit every show and it does add up, especially the night show suit. That one's like a pretty
Yeah,
penny.
very expensive. I know to make those, put all the rhinestones and everything on them and all the bling on them.
hmm
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
no. But as for sponsors,
Um,
yeah, like I am open to most sponsors. I would love a supplement sponsor, a suit sponsor, a bagel sponsor, a tofu sponsor.
Nice. Yeah, that would be cool to get that. Uh-huh. Um, well, thank you so much, Kelly. It was really a pleasure speaking with you. And yeah, you're just a fascinating person. I think that's really neat about your businesses and kids and bodybuilding career and everything. So thank you so much.
Thank you, David, for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome. And yeah, and I'll try to get this posted. Like I said, it'll probably be tomorrow morning. So I'll tag you, of
Okay.
course. Yeah.
Awesome.
But
All right.
best
Thank
wishes to
you.
you and keep me posted too. And yeah, like you said, maybe do a follow-up interview when you do your first pro show.
Okay. That sounds great. I look forward to it.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.